everybody? Welcome to Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch, and I, for one, am really happy to be doing a fight breakdown right now. It's been a long couple months here with a lot of fight cancellations due to the pandemic we got going on. So I hope you're watching this from somewhere safe, and you're being safe yourself, but I'm also happy to actually be breaking down a fight. Not reading about rumors, conspiracies, reminiscing over past fights. Two elite level athletes getting ready to compete to find out that they're the best. Missed it a lot. And I'm happy that we got something going on, and hopefully that the fighters that prepared for this also did so in a safe manner. I know as I was preparing to make this video, Jacare Souza and his team were pulled from the card because he actually tested positive for the coronavirus, COVID-19. So hopefully he has a full recovery, and the members of his team, and just well wishes to them. So let's get into the fights that I'm going to talk about on this particular segment we got here. So I'm going to break down the title fight and the interim title fight that we got going on, which is for the bantamweight title. We got Henry Cejudo taking on Dominic Cruz, and then for the interim lightweight title, we got Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. Two highly entertaining, highly intriguing fights that I can't wait to actually watch. Also, as a highlight on this card, we got two heavyweight hard hitters in Francis Ngannou and Jairo Rosenstruck. I know I killed his name. I know I did. Anyway, similar to what I thought with Ngannou and my man. Now I can't remember his name. Anyway, it was the fight after he fought Stipe where I was like, okay, this fight is guaranteed to be a knockout, and it turned out to be a stinker. Gosh, why can't I think of my man's name? Derek Lewis. There we go. Derek Lewis. Yeah, that fight turned out to be a colossal disappointment, and I'm hoping that this one doesn't follow suit. I don't think so. I think this one's gonna end with somebody flat on their face. Which guy? Don't know. And Ngannou has shown that he has a man's man chin when he took some bombs from Stipe, and he also took some shots from Derek Lewis as well. But I haven't really seen Rosenstruck take any hard punches yet. He did go rounds with Alistair Overeem, so possibly his chin is legit too. So Overeem is no joke. But let's talk about these title fights. First up, Cejudo and Cruz. This one, you gotta give props to Dominic Cruz for the massive set of balls that this guy has to be out of the octagon for almost 3.5 years now, and going straight to the top and challenging Cejudo. Someone who is hot, someone who is winning, someone who is the champ. He's going straight into a title fight. No warm-ups. Dominic does not believe in ring rust, and this is his chance to prove it with a very well-rounded fighter who is improving every time he steps in the octagon. The guy that we saw split fights with Demetrius Johnson is not the same guy that he's going to see tonight. And honestly, I don't see Dominic Cruz being able to win this fight. I think Cejudo having octagon action against the likes of Marlon Moraes, TJ Dillashaw, Demetrius Johnson, he has seen some of the fastest, some of the most technical, and then Moraes, one of the hardest hitting people in the division. That's something that Dominic Cruz really doesn't have in his holster. However, he has some impeccable footwork, some outstanding angles, and a fight IQ that is pretty high. It's up there with Demetrius Johnson. It's up there with TJ Dillashaw. So he's going to need all of that in order to be successful in this fight. And honestly, the only way I can really see him being successful is to use those feints and angles and that movement to pick Cejudo apart from the outside, because I don't see him being stronger than him in the clinch. Even though Dominic is a pretty good wrestler, we're talking about an Olympic gold medalist here, and the only guy to be an Olympic gold medalist and a UFC champion in Cejudo. So this guy's nothing to sneeze at. So that is why I do not see Cruz being victorious in this fight. I think Cejudo has too many tools in his toolbox, on top of those tools being used and sharpened from actual octagon combat. It's going to wash out all of that IQ that Dominic Cruz has. So now I'm going to talk about the main event, Ferguson-Gaethje. This one is another fight that has barn burner written all over it. Gaethje comes forward, immense pressure. The only time he moves his head is because he throws his punches so hard that he throws himself off balance sometimes. Ferguson is unpredictable, super well-rounded, can do just about anything in the octagon, but he's very hittable. And the shocking thing about Gaethje, being that he is not the most defensively sound guy, he puts heads to bed. Out of his 21 wins, 18 by knockout. And these are not just, regular, like maybe we're thinking about stopping this fight. He's hurting guys. He's hurting them badly. And when they stop that fight, there's no doubt at all that they should have stopped that fight. That's the type of power that Gaethje possesses. Ferguson has been hit by guys several times. He has excellent recuperative powers, but does he wilt to the onslaught of Gaethje? Where I see this fight being the X factor is the conditioning of both guys. I've seen Gaethje get tired. I've seen him slow down. Never seen that from Tony Ferguson. So if this fight goes into a barn burner where Gaethje isn't backing up, Ferguson isn't backing up, and they're exchanging, by the third round, Ferguson will still have gas in the tank, and I don't think Gaethje will. Which then either Ferguson will start to take over or he will finish him. So my pick is Ferguson in this one. And how is the exciting part? Because like I said, he's very well rounded. He could get down to the ground. He's got some excellent submissions. He's got decent wrestling. Even though Gaethje's a Division I wrestler, haven't seen it that much in MMA. He was also the World Series of Fighting champion, and that's where I got to know him. But ever since coming to the UFC, he's been knocking cats out, flatlining them, outside of his 2 losses to, Either way, I think we get a very exciting first 2 rounds because neither guy's going to want to back off. But Tony being a little more well-rounded in his striking, he will probably give ground. He will let Gaethje be the one to press forward, but he's going to be walking into a lot of jabs, a lot of elbows, a lot of kicks to the body, a lot of leg kicks, which Gaethje utilizes as well. But like I said, his gas tank is not as big as Tony Ferguson's. So unless he can catch him and finish him, he's going to fade and he's going to be taken apart. And I think that fatigue is going to lead to him being finished. So I'm going to go Tony in 4. So let me know what you guys think. I know you're happy to see some fights as much as I am. So leave your thoughts below. If this is your first time catching us, subscribe. Check out the recap after the fights, in which we talk about what I got wrong, what I got right, and the future for the fighters that we talked about. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Capital Combat, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Till then, fight on.
This round 1 and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and gone. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick ground, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.